everybody, and welcome to episode 79 of the I Rock Knits podcast. This is going to be another super short one. I am still feeling pretty under the weather. They have not been able to figure out what is going on, and so I'm just going to share a few things that I had wanted to share over the last month or so. For those of you, if this is your first episode, this will not be a normal episode, and I have been dealing with an illness since July 8th. I did have a colonoscopy on Friday, and they found nothing. They did biopsies for microscopic colitis, and I got the results today that they were all negative. I have been treated for C. diff, but I still am pretty sick, especially in the mornings. The first 5 hours of my day are just spent in the bathroom. I haven't been out of my pajamas except for a couple times. I'm not leaving the house. I haven't worked. I haven't knit much. But I'm just laying here. And so I just wanted to maybe give everyone an update. I got a new medication on Saturday after my colonoscopy to try, and I had a reaction to it on Sunday. It gives me heart palpitations, makes me cough. I got dizzy, woozy. I felt drunk. It was just weird. So we called in to the doctor and told her, and then the nurse called back with a similar medication, which frustrated me, but I tried it yesterday, had the same reaction. So then last night we decided to try half a tablet. I put them under my tongue to see if that would help. And so I'm taking a half. I do feel better, which is what is allowing me to do this a little bit. But it's causing different symptoms. So I've got this cough now and I haven't had a cough for a couple weeks. And I'm not as woozy, and it is helping my stomach. It just doesn't last very long. Then I take another one. I can take them every 4 hours, and I'm taking a half. But they called, so I told them again, I can't get in to see my gastroenterologist until next Wednesday. And it's a video conference. They're getting a new computer system in the whole hospital, and they have limited appointments, no emergency appointments. It's just been a mess. So today I called the Mayo Clinic to see if I can get in down there to have them run some tests. And I need a referral and to send all my records. They can't just make an appointment. So it's just very frustrating. But this is not laying nicely here. I am going to share a weird project. Today I'm wearing a Gudrun Sjoden top. I love these. You know, her stuff is expensive, but it's organic cotton and it just washes up really well. It's kind of an oversized t-shirt. And they have all the coordinating leggings and tops and jackets to go with it, so it's just kind of fun. The new fall catalog just came out. If you've never seen her stuff, you might want to go online and request a catalog because the fall stuff is just really pretty. Her fall palette, and she's got some really unique stuff. I have been listening to a bunch of audiobooks, so let me share. A while back, I read a book that I forgot to share. I was going through my list to see, and I was like, oh, I never talked about that. I don't think. So it was called A Single Thread by Tracey Chevalier, and it was awesome. It was about needlework and needlework women in Europe. It was really good, so I would highly recommend. It wasn't a very long book, but I read it quite a while ago, and it still resonated with me. So if you kind of enjoy maybe historical fiction and needle embroidery, needlepoint, knitting, you might really like that one. And then I started Truth and Beauty by Patchett, and I think I have read this one, and I was not enjoying it, so I stopped reading. It's about her friend that she meets who is disfigured and goes through life with a facial deformity, and I couldn't be in that space. I feel like our world is on fire right now, and I'm so sick and so sad about being sick and frustrated about being sick that I just can't go with anything like that. So then I read another Susan Wiggs book, Between You and Me. This one was more romance, leaned more romance than the ones that I had shared recently, but still really good. I really like her. It was about a doctor doing residency in the ER, and it's in Pennsylvania and part of the Amish country, and she meets a man who is raising his niece and nephew, who they happen to be Amish. And so it was just a really pleasant story, really well told, lots of good character development, and an easy read. So I would recommend that one. And then I listened to Untamed by Glennon Doyle. And Glennon Doyle has had a very interesting life, right? She was bulimic, drug addict, alcoholic, and then was married, had 3 children, wrote some best-selling books based in Christianity, and then her marriage was not what she wanted it to be, and she met Abby Wambach at an event briefly, and they fell in love. And she divorced her husband, and she married Abby Wambach, and it's that whole journey. And I love, biography, autobiography, stories of people's lives and things that they go to. And she and Abby have a podcast now, and I've started following her on Instagram because she makes me think. She still is a Christian, still believes in God. Abby is unsure. It really resonates. She makes me kind of lay there and ponder like my beliefs and my values and things that are important to me. So yeah, I would highly recommend that. It was really good, very interesting. And I haven't read her first 2 books, but it came up. It was in my Libby, and they come and they're like, you have a new book ready. And it was next, and I was like, okay. And so I've been just listening a lot. I have a recipe to share. You all know my friend Amber, the yarn hoarder, who finished school this summer, so congratulations to Amber. I could not be more proud, happy that she is done, because she took 5 classes this summer to finish her degree in order to possibly substitute teach in her town. The principal had called and asked her because they can't get subs in her small town. And she works a lot, especially this time of year at their printing company. They have 2 different buildings in their town. And so for her to take that on over the summer after her son's senior year, before her daughter's junior year, and take 5 classes. It was like 25 credits. It was a ton. She took history, and it was just tons of paper and research and tests. It was incredible how much work she did. And she said, I think I would recommend to the school that they never let anybody do that, because it was a lot. But anyway, we were talking, and she got a chicken and rice recipe, and so I said, give it to me. And I've made it twice. Well, Ross and I have made it twice, because Ross he's always done a lot at this house. He vacuums and cleans up the kitchen and does the laundry, and now he is bleaching the bathrooms every other day and washing the sheets on the bed to try to keep our house clean. And we ordered new furniture at the beginning of March for our family room. We ordered a sectional and a recliner. I'm getting a new recliner. IROCKNITTERS is getting a new recliner. And there was no foam. So they couldn't make furniture because there was no foam. And so our furniture is supposed to be arriving. So we're having our carpets cleaned. And I just lay in the chair. I lay in the recliner. I've watched all of the Olympics. I watched all of the Tour de France, 5 hours a day. Now I'm binge watching shows. I'm just watching. I watched the Outer Banks. Did not like it. Watched the whole thing. I think it's for younger people than me. But once I got a couple episodes in, I don't even have the energy to really make a better decision. Now my new favorite is Homestead Rescue. Have you watched this with the Rainey family? So I just lay here and just it gives me something else to think about besides the fact that I don't feel good and they can't figure out what's wrong. So, rambling, but here's the recipe. You put in the crock pot 4 chicken breasts, 2 cans of cream of chicken soup, 1 block of cream cheese, 1 package of Italian dressing mix. That's it. 4 ingredients. I cut it down in half, so we did 2 chicken breasts, 1 can, half a block of cream cheese, and then a half a package of Italian seasoning mix. I will put this on the Ravelry group when I feel up to sitting at the computer. You just put it all in the crock pot, you shred the chicken when it's cooked, and it makes like a cream sauce. And it's really weird that you could put Italian seasoning and chicken soup in there and cream cheese, but it's really flavorful. And it's been really good for my stomach that just needs bland food. So I had it over mashed potatoes. I had Ross buy one of those trays of mashed potatoes, and then he made rice for himself. He loves rice. And so, yeah, thanks, Amber, because that was really good. And we've had it twice. I just put chicken in the crock pot today because Ross had to go into work. He had to do a presentation to a company, and so usually he's been home, but I did throw 2 chicken. I don't know what he's going to do with them when he gets home, but they'll be cooked. And there's nothing on them. I should probably go dump some seasoning on those when I'm done here. Okay, the 2 items that I want to share today are called the Double Dart, and it's basically a knitted necklace, and it's so fascinating to me. It's fingering weight yarn, and it's just knit in ribbing the whole way. It's just, you start and you just knit, and then it ends, and you make these long pieces, and you can wear them. This is weird. I don't think I would wear it this way, but I was tying it on the mannequin, and I thought, okay, you've got these long I-cords when you get done, but you could wear it just like this, just around your neck. You could make it shorter or longer. Like you could just, you can just pull it down. I just found them fascinating. I thought, how interesting. I'm always looking for the new thing that someone's going to create that no one else has created. Because there are a lot of new designers out there in the world. I think they're on Ravelry. They're like 20,000 knitwear designers, people who are trying to make it. And you can slap a knitting pattern. All of you that knit are capable of slapping a stitch pattern on a pre-existing sweater outline or sock or hat, right? And people are trying. But when somebody's innovative, they have something new, they have something different or exciting, I just think it's, yeah. So, and I did these over the winter, and I just worked on them a little bit at a time. They would be by my chair, and I did it on a double pointed needle, even because you're just going back on such a short piece, and just back and forth, and I made them the right length because I thought, you know what, later I can always tie a knot in the end and cut them off if I decide. But you can just wrap them around your neck. I'll take this one down and try to show you how long it is. Isn't that cool? Like, even with this top I have on, I just think it is so neat that I will be able to wear a necklace that was knitted. Yeah, and she has 2 of them. She has another one that has like zigzaggies on it. That one's a little strange for me. It's kind of got scales on it, but yeah. So then you can just wrap this around your neck. You could make it any length you want. You could tie it. You could put it underneath. Yeah, I could put these underneath and tie it and bring them up through. Yeah, it's just, isn't it cool? I don't know. Maybe you guys will think this is the weirdest thing, but I just thought it was really neat. I'll try to hold it up to the camera. You guys can tell how much energy I have here. Just not much. That's how it looks. It's kind of blowing out. Yeah, it's just knit. Yeah, I just think, how cool is that? So it's by Linda deRuiter, and she is the slowwardrobe.co.uk. She's a UK designer. I think she has like 20 patterns out on Ravelry. This is the most unique one of the bunch. She's got some shawls and a poncho and stuff that I went and looked at. And then you just end in little knitted, they're not even, they're just little knitted pieces. It's just really interesting. Yeah. So I thought they've been laying here and I haven't shared them. And I have some other stuff to share eventually, but I just, and then I came across the other day a YouTube tutorial lady who just does amazing videos. They have a kind of a learn to knit or beginner knitter, and it is Jean Arnall-Culliford, and she is Jen AC Knitwear. Jen, capital A, capital C for Arnall-Culliford. That's her last name. She's out of the UK. Her YouTube tutorials are extensive. I mean, amazing. So I started following her on Instagram. I would highly recommend too, Jen AC Knitwear on Instagram. Just really good stuff. And if you're looking for good video tutorials or you just want to go take a look at her website, yeah, she just got a lot of material out there. That's been super interesting to look at. Okay, this has been sitting on my dining room table empty for months, and I haven't shared it with you. This is licorice from licorice.com, and it is the bomb diggity. It is so good. I ordered Australian red, and then I ordered a strawberry one, and I ordered a black one, and they're quite expensive. You get a ton of pieces of licorice in this tube, and they ship them. It's the best licorice I've ever had. And the strawberry was fantastic. Almost sour sweet. That one, kind of like a sour gummy, but not quite that. But yeah, on that. And the flavors, they have just tons of flavors. It's a company that family owned, went into business just to make great licorice. And you can buy these. So if you have a licorice lover in your life, or you want to give someone a gift, like a birthday gift or something, you know they like red or black licorice. I love licorice, but Ross doesn't eat licorice, and I had 3 of these, and they're all empty. So I won't be ordering anymore. And right now I don't think I could eat it, but it was delicious. I mean, I ate them over a period of months, but so good. So go check out licorice.com. They should sponsor me because I really love their stuff. Another thing that I have had lying on my dining room table for 2 months, and I just never bring it up, is this Hohi bag. I purchased this bag several months ago, and when it came, I just don't love the color. Like, I would like her new orange vinyl bag because it's super bright orange, but they're so expensive. So I said to Amber, maybe if I could sell this one. I've never used it. I think I put a yarn ball in it to see how big it was, but you know, the strap comes off. I think I paid $75 for it, something like that. But I would maybe sell it for like $50. It's suede material. It's very nice. The handle has been snapped over and back once because I just tried it as a, but if you are interested in this, will you send me a Instagram message or Ravelry message or email me, and we could set up a PayPal and I'd ship it out to you, and then maybe I'd buy that orange vinyl one. That's really bright orange. This is okay, but it's just, it looks a little brighter. It looks brighter than it is. It's not, it's a pale orange. It's a light orange. It is, there's nothing wrong with that, but now I want that other one. Probably tacky, but I just thought I'd put it out there. And then I have just a quick announcement to make. I am going to Rhinebeck. I am going to be on Book Row with my Knit Words book. I'm doing a little update. The plan was to possibly add a new pattern to the book, but now I'm sick, so that's not happening. But I had already been contacted by them to bring the book there, and so we're going to do a new cover of the book and print out a bunch of copies, and I'm going to be signing books on Book Row. I am going with a few of my friends. Amber will be joining me, and Stacy Knits, and Matt. So I just said, hey, will somebody go with me? Because I don't want to go alone. And they said yes, that they would go. I'm really hoping that that we can go and that we can be safe and it can work out. I'm getting a little leery about what's going on in the world right now. But so it's just another thing I can't worry about right now. I got to get well. I got to get well first. I got to start feeling better somehow. So I just wanted to share, if anybody happens to be going, that maybe we could do a little meetup. I'll be on Book Row all day on Saturday. I don't know if I'm going to do it all day on Sunday. I would kind of like to shop a little and be with my friends, but I will be standing in Book Row. They have made some changes to Book Row. It will be bigger and more spread out. The tables will be more spread out, so they are making some changes to try to make things a little less congested in those barns. But I just thought I'd let everyone know. And then I have a little CORI'S story. My daughter started her 20th year, her last year of school yesterday. She has been in school for 20 years, not counting preschool, she said, Mom, or 21 if you count preschool. But so I sent her a little plant. I talked to Ross over the weekend and I said, let's send Kiley a congratulations or good luck or have a good year. I haven't been able to see her, but she's been calling every day and just checking in with me to see how I'm doing. And Kiley has not felt well for a long time and has her own set of medical issues that she's going through and she's been dealing with this summer. No, completely unrelated, another thing. But she called this morning. She goes, do you want to hear a funny story? I was like, oh, yes, do I want to hear a funny story? So I think I might have told you a few months ago, Kiley was picking up groceries at a local grocery store here, and the lady at the checkout said to her, is this your first time shopping without your mom? And Kiley's 24, and she gets carded all the time, and she says, a lot of times I'm wearing a mask. I don't know if that's what it is, but she said this morning she had to run an errand to go to Target, and then she had to be on campus, and she had to pick up candy because she's the president of the Women's Law Association on campus, something like that. And she has to have a table because the 1L years go around and join stuff. Anyway, so she has to have candy for her table. So she had to run to Target and pick up a few things early. And she said she was over on University, so if you're familiar with St. Paul, it's really a busy area, and they have a new Target they remodeled. It's very nice. And she was going to turn right onto University. And it's really busy, and all the campus, there's a college over there, and Hamlin University, and she said just bustling, right? Lots of people going to Target to pick up stuff. And it was turn right on red, but there was a man and his daughter, college-age daughter, standing there, and they were, can we go or not? It was green, but so much traffic and stuff. So she just waited. She said, I'm not going to turn right. I'm just not going to turn right. It's too busy. There are too many people. There's always bikes in the crosswalk and stuff. But the guy behind her honks at her because she doesn't turn. And he can't probably see the people on the corner or whatever, and they're trying to decide if they can make the light or whatever. And he gets mad, and she said he looked kind of like a redneck man, kind of like a jerk. And he pulled out around her, came out around her and went around her and turned and went in front. And he had plywood on the back of his truck or his whatever, and the plywood went flying off. And what is on that corner is a police station. And the plywood flies off, and 2 police officers come right away. And she was just like, I am so glad I did not turn right on red. And she's pulling into the Target. And she said, but she had gotten dressed up today. So she said, most of the time she's staying home online, but she put on a nice little outfit, and she did her hair, makeup. She's going into Target. So that happens first. That's story number 1. And she's like, serves you right, you big jerk. You would have hit the people in the crosswalk, and you're in such a hurry. And so she goes into Target, and she gets all of her stuff, and she has to get 2 receipts because one is for school and one is her stuff. And so she decides, I'll just do self-checkout. I don't have that much. Got a bunch of candy and some cosmetics and some lotion. And she said, it'll just be quicker. I need to. And so, but this young man is standing at a checkout. And she's like, he looks like a 16-year-old kid. And he says, I can check you out. And she goes, no, that's okay. I'll do it here. I need, 2 separate. He's like, no, I can check you out. And Kiley is an introvert, right? So she does not like to talk to people she doesn't know. It's just not her thing. It's in my nature to talk to everyone. And she doesn't want to have just a little conversation with the checkout person. But he's asking her, what's the candy for? And she's just like, you know what? I just want to get in and out of here. So he said, you need a different receipt. And she said, yeah. And he goes, can I write my number on the bottom of your receipt? And she was like, I'm in a committed relationship and I'm 24 years old. And he's like, no way. I'm 14. He said. And she said she was just mortified again, right? Like, she said what she wanted to say to him is, if you think I'm 14 with these, I would be in big trouble by the time I was 24, because we're both fairly buxom. So he hit on her. He wanted to give her his number. And she said it was just embarrassing, and she didn't even want to deal with it, and she didn't want to talk to him in the first place. And then he kept saying, I can't believe that. And she said, maybe it's because she has her mask on. She doesn't know. I don't know if she had her mask on this morning. We don't have to have them indoors here, but she wears her. She's pretty strict about it. So anyway. I laughed out loud for a minute. I said, Kiley, I haven't laughed in 6 weeks. I said, this was hilarious. So funny. First, the guy goes around you, gets pulled over by the policeman, and then you go in the Target and the 14-year-old checker boot boy thinks that you're cute. It's kind of flattering, but, 10 years older. She's 10 years older. And she's checking out with like a credit card and a key ring, right? Like, probably, what is he thinking? And I think you could probably get fired for that. Like, I don't know, but that's coming on to customers. Some woman's going to slap him with she said she just scampered out. But anyway, I just thought I would share it with you guys today because I felt good enough to sit down in front of the iPad. I don't think I will edit this much. Thank you for all your well wishes. Several of you have sent me cards and sent me emails and messages. Pray for an answer. When I had the colonoscopy, I said to the doctor, I don't know, do I pray, or the nurse, do I pray that you find something, or do I pray that you don't find anything, right? Because this has gone on so long, and there's nothing worse than colonoscopy prep. And then colonoscopy prep when you're already sick, it was not a fun Thursday and Friday at all. Just super miserable. And then you get new medication, you think, oh, this is going to be great, it's going to help. And they're just treating symptoms. They're not figuring out what's wrong with me. I have significant left side pain. I think I have a hernia from my gallbladder. I've mentioned it to 3 doctors. They've checked for it. It goes away when I lay down, so they don't see it on the CAT scan. Well, yeah, because it goes away when I lay down. When I stand up, it protrudes. And I don't know enough about that, but 3 doctors have told me it's nothing. That's nothing to be, that they don't think that it's even there. Anyway, I will talk to the gastroenterologist on Wednesday, but it's been a bad couple days. Sunday and Monday were. I didn't even hardly sit up. I got a stiff neck even because I'm not even moving enough to. Anyway, I'm pretty good at running to the bathroom. I'm trying to be funny and it's not funny, is it? Okay. I love you all. I will get back to knitting. I have 6 designs due this fall. Occasionally I feel good enough late at night to sit up and knit a row, and then I try to stay up and I'm just beat. So either the antibiotic has to kick in, the 2 weeks of antibiotic I took, which she said could take a while. It didn't last time I had C. diff. I would get better and then it would come back after 2 weeks because I had antibiotic resistant C. diff. But she said she treated me with a new drug that is for antibiotic resistant C. diff. So I should not need to be treated again for that. Should not be. But I don't know. I don't know what it is. Nausea. I'm not pregnant. That's no longer a possibility. In the mornings. Nausea in the mornings. Yeah. I do feel good enough to eat later in the day, so I have been able to eat something later in the afternoon, like mid-afternoon and then early evening. I've been eating, so I'm not eating at all. Some nights I don't feel like much, but anyway, I'm going on and on. I miss you all. This is hard for an extrovert who needs to talk to people, who just needs to visit. Amber calls every week, and I lay in my chair and she just chats with me for a while, and then I sleep. I don't have enough energy to talk. But all right, hopefully, I don't know if I'll be here in 2 weeks. We are trying to go on a little trip on a vacation at the end of August, which will fall on that Monday when I would normally record. So I'm still hoping we can go, that I can go, that they'll find something to treat me. But we'll see. Until next time, keep your fork. Keep it colorful. I love you all. And be thankful for good health. You forget.